Okay, hi everybody. Wow, Penny Dreadful. Episode 4. Episode 4. I think that needs to be said a couple of times before we move forward with this review. Episode 4. Okay. This episode was called A Blade of Grass. This episode was insane. Okay. The entire episode, the entire freaking episode takes place in a padded room with Vanessa and an orderly person who happens to be, yes, the Frankenstein monster. It is insane. The entire episode is filled with so much emotional, so much drama. It is thick in the air. I almost cried a couple of times in this episode too, watching. So this episode was by far the most controversial. So the entire episode, basically, it's the trials and tribulations that Vanessa is having at this asylum in this padded room, and the orderly who happens to he is the Frankenstein monster. He is Rory Kinner who plays him. He's trying to make her to eat. She doesn't eat. Eventually, what happens is we have this narrative of them talking to each other. He opens up. He helps her continuously. And eventually she does eat. And, she even tells him what's wrong with her, that she's not ill and that she was with Lucifer. But that's not the point of the episode. Now, the episode's called A Blade of Grass. And the reason why it's called A Blade of Grass is it references it 3 times, Blade of Grass. It references it twice with the orderly, saying that, when she has this operation, she won't even be a blade of grass. Second time, I think something else. I forgot at what point after that. It was the second time. And then the third time, it's told to her by Lucifer and Dracula, who look like the orderly guy, who just happened to be Frankenstein. They appear to her in this episode, in that room. Dracula and Satan, Lucifer. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the lore behind Satan and Dracula. This is all I know from, I guess you could say, Bram Stoker's Dracula. He announced God, Val the Impaler, and he denounced God, he cursed the God, he denounced him, and then after he died, that's how he became Dracula. That's as far as I know. We all know the story behind Lucifer. He's fallen angel, God, he's now Satan, Lucifer, you know the story. Dracula calls Lucifer brother. Now, I don't understand where this goes. I don't understand that concept. Maybe it's in a way that the reason why he's calling him brother is because, God sent him to hell, fallen angel, and Dracula denounced God, and God basically, But as far as I'm concerned, wasn't it Lucifer who turned Dracula into Dracula? It's a very weird concept. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to look up the whole thing about Dracula and the whole thing about Lucifer and just find out the nits about it. But they show up. And obviously Lucifer wants her soul. Dracula wants her flesh. And then Vanessa battles them in this padded room. By spewing out a few words in a different language that she did in like season 2, season 1, and send them away. They back off, and she sees the orderly again, and then the hypnotism ends on the day before she has what I believe to be a lobotomy. And that's where it ends. And then, Vanessa then is with the therapist back in the room in present time, and she says that she knows I'm not afraid of him, Dracula. Now, the way I look at this situation is this. Lucifer had his shot. He tried with the freaking witches in season 2, and it failed miserably. Now, I want to put a theory here. This is an honest to good theory that I think could happen, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to put it out. What if, because it was mentioned in this episode, Dracula mentioned it. He states that she's the wolf scorpion. I really don't know what that means. But here's a theory. Here's just a theory I'm having. I just have this gut feeling. What could happen? Ethan goes back to England. Hear me out. He combats his father, who I think is played by Cox. You know, the guy from X-Men, the crater face guy. I believe that's who plays him. Battles his father, defeats him, goes back to England with Malcolm and his other father, Indian man. I'm calling him Indian man. And goes back, notices Vanessa's in danger, and fights Dracula. I mean, that's just my theory, because I get this feeling that could happen. It could be. There's a lot of symbolisms going around about this darkness that's approaching and everything else that's going on in the show. But there's this kind of connection between Dracula, Lucifer, and what's become of Ethan. Him becoming a wolf. Maybe that means something. Three-way battle? A battle between Dracula and the Wolfman. It's out there. I just wanted to put it out there. But this episode gets a 5 out of 5. It was very emotional. Holy shit, Vanessa went so much. And I still reiterate this. These two characters. And say what you will, but I still find it really odd that Vanessa did not recognize him the second time they meet. Very odd. Very, very odd. But okay, yeah, very odd. So, take it what you will. 5 out of 5. Very emotional episode. I cannot wait until next week. This is episode 4. This isn't even episode 5 yet. We're not even up to episode 8. Okay, we're like 4 more episodes to episode 8 when you get to like the 9 and 10. Oh man. It's just insane. Alright, so that's all I got for you guys. Bobcat922. I'll upload this after my stream with Zorro and Rick. Hold on! Or Game of Thrones. Hold the door! Hold the door! I'll see you guys later.